I want a car. Chicks dig the car.
That's why Superman works alone.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Batmanathon. I'm Andrew Thomas. I'm here with fellow Batman fan Christopher Johnson.
Hello, everyone.
And we're talking about Chris's favorite movie, Batman and Robin.
Don't you dare lie on me like that. How dare you lie on me like that?
I thought you liked the back credit card.
The blasphemy, the audacity of you saying such things. And no, everyone, I was not ready to review this film. I really was not. I knew what we were walking into with this. God, pray for us. Pray for us all. Everyone.
Yep.
Let me get into this.
Yep. Have fun explaining this.
Batman and Robin is a 1997 superhero film based on the DC Comics characters Batman and Robin. It is the fourth and final installment of Warner Brothers' initial Batman film series. A sequel to Batman Forever and the only film in the series made without the involvement of Tim Burton in any capacity. The film was directed by Joel Schumacher and written by Akiva Goldsman. Batman and Robin stars George Clooney as Bruce Wayne / Batman, replacing Val Kilmer. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Victor Freeze, aka Mr. Freeze. And Chris O'Donnell reprising his role as Dick Grayson, aka Robin. Alongside Uma Thurman, Alicia Silverstone, Michael Goff, Pat Hingle, and Ellie Mafferson?
Yeah. McPherson.
My apologies. McPherson. Mm-hmm. The film was a box office disappointment, making it the lowest grossing live-action Batman film to date. The film was also critically panned with generally negative reviews. Batman and Robin is often considered to be one of the worst films ever made and almost permanently ended the superhero film genre and nearly destroying Batman's credibility as a good character to make movies based on. So yeah, that's the type of film we're working on today.
Want to get to the summary of what sort of plot it is?
Okay. Batman and his partner Robin make attempts to foil the sinister schemes of a deranged set of new villains. The melancholy Mr. Freeze, who plans to turn Gotham and then the world into an Arctic wasteland, and the sultry Poison Ivy, a plant-loving femme fatale who wants to rule the world with animal-plant hybrids. As the dynamic duo contends with these new bad guys, a third hero, Batgirl, joins the ranks of the city's crime fighters.
Well, when this movie first came out, I wasn't too thrilled about it. Even as a kid, I wasn't too thrilled about it. I thought it was too soon for another Batman movie.
Well, seeing as though I was...
Like I said, it was perfect. It was your favorite movie because you got the toys.
Seeing as though I was around 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
I did not realize what in God's name this thing was. I was just like, ooh, Batman. Ooh, Mr. Freeze. Ooh, Robin. You know, ooh, Batgirl. And I got the toys.
Yeah, well, the movie was made for you. That was
Well,
the
yeah.
intention.
Yeah.
That was Warner
yeah.
Brothers' intention, was to make the toys.
How dare you all by...
This whole movie was made to sell toys.
How dare you all with making me a pawn in your plan?
So let's talk about the Batman himself, George Clooney.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to call him Batman.
He's basically future George Clooney.
Or present George Clooney.
Yeah. Well, at the time he wasn't as big. He was still doing ER at the time.
That's the reason why he got the role, was because of ER.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he didn't get the super $1 million until like later in his career. After he left ER, so.
True. I mean, Clooney was not cut out to be Batman.
Yeah.
He really wasn't.
Yeah. They only did that because I think Schumacher didn't have a good relationship with Kilmer. That's why he cast Clooney.
It was part that and also the fact that Val Kilmer did not like being in the bat suit. Mm-hmm. He could not hear anything in the cowl. And plus, the studio wanted a bigger name because wasn't it Billy Baldwin who Schumacher wanted?
I think so, but he did make it up by voicing him in an animated DC movie for years later. And Justice League Crisis on Two Earths. He ends up voicing Batman.
Consolation prize.
Yeah.
So they decided to go with George Clooney because he was the new hotness at that time.
Yep.
I mean,
From Dusk Till Dawn was his better movies that he was in, because I think that came out around the same time this came out.
Yeah.
So he went to one extreme to another.
What a crazy world we live in. Now, as Bruce Wayne, a lot of people try to make the argument that he was a good Bruce Wayne, and I can see it. I can see the argument. I mean, he wasn't bad when he wasn't in the suit.
Yeah.
But when he's in the suit, I do not believe this man is Batman. Who is this man?
He and much as you get on Dick Grayson, Robin's whining, he did try to kill him when he was trying to go through. I can make it. No, you can't. Press button.
Oh, that would have been the saving grace of that film. Because if you talk about Batman, which I know George tried his best, but it just wasn't it.
His best scenes was with Michael Goff as Alfred, yeah.
Yes. All of his scenes as Bruce Wayne with Michael Goff as Alfred, those were the best scenes in the whole film.
Yep.
You actually got to see George Clooney's acting in that.
Yep.
While when he's doing Batman stuff,
That credit card.
God almighty. The freaking Bat credit card. Never leave home without it.
That lasts forever.
Yeah, how in the world does that thing not go void? You're only supposed to have a freaking card for like 2 years. Every 2 years or so.
Yeah, well, Batman's also now doing charities now.
In full costume.
Yep. With Robin. Yep.
I swear.
Yep.
But you talk about Batman, now let's talk about Robin.
Yeah.
Freaking Chris O'Donnell. Oh my God.
I think he was more annoying when he was more under, probably not Ivy Spill. For the most part.
He was annoying even before that. This man, essentially snowboarding in midair. Cowabunga! No.
Get ready for that Ninja Turtles crossover that they'll have in the comics years later.
Which is both cool and weird. actually clever and also unnecessary. Oh, God. And then when he is under Poison Ivy's spell,
Yeah.
this kid was insufferable. Well, I'm sorry, this man was insufferable. Because still a grown man living with another grown man in his mansion.
Yep.
With his old butler.
Yep. He pines after Poison Ivy and occasionally Alfred's niece Barbara.
What is with the continual succession of characters being horny in these films?
Yeah. Well, Chris O'Donnell basically took over every other role, supervillain's role as being the horny one in this one.
I swear, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, Chris O'Donnell himself doesn't like this film, and he said, you know, in Batman Forever, I was making a film.
Mm-hmm.
In Batman and Robin, I was making a toy commercial.
Yep. I think his kid sold a T-shirt and sold like a shirt that he wanted. It was from Batman and Robin. He's like, no, don't take it.
At least he learned his lesson.
Yeah. And now he's doing good with NCIS Los Angeles.
Yeah, well, hey, things turned out okay for him.
Yeah.
And turned out okay for Clooney too.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I don't really see the chemistry of them being the dynamic duo. I actually felt it more with him and Val Kilmer.
Yep, that's also part of the things that was missing.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the one of 3 villains. Or 2.5, give or take.
Well, start with the big bad himself.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger as Dr. Victor Freeze, a.k.a. Mr. Freeze.
He was also Olympic decathlon while also being a scientist.
I mean, man, pick one. Either be an athlete or be a scientist.
I know I was an in-joke for Schwarzenegger's Olympic thing, but still.
I swear.
And who decides to have revenge on the city for no good reason because he didn't have his Ferris Bueller like from the animated series to have it on.
Well, yeah. I mean, it wasn't due to someone else meddling into his, work.
Yeah.
It was just an accident he himself caused.
Yeah. And
so why do you have a vendetta on Gotham City? Why? I mean, it made sense in Batman animated series. Guy who was funding your work tries to shut it down. Struggle ensues, and you end up only being able to live in sub-zero temperatures. Why are you mad now? Why? Why?
that's a good question. And he has the easiest hideout that no police feel like going to go see until stuff actually happens.
Yeah.
It's like an ice cream cone place.
Yeah, it was. Which, oh, good Lord.
Yep.
How very on the nose. Yeah. Also, him making all of his henchmen singing along to Jack Frost or, Cold Miser.
Yep.
He's Mr. White Christmas, he's Mr. Snow.
Yep.
Making these people sing this while he's wearing a freaking bathrobe and polar bear slippers.
Even Freeze is one of them for interrupting his home movies.
Yeah, as he is missing his wife. Which, at least they followed that.
Yeah, that was... And he does... And Arnold Schwarzenegger does get top billing over George Clooney in this one.
Well, yeah, he got over $25 million out of this for only being in the film himself for 25 minutes.
Yep.
25 minutes. Anytime that Mr. Freeze talks, that's Schwarzenegger. Anytime he's not talking, that's a stunt double. Because of how overly ridiculous that suit is and how hard it was to get in and out of it.
Yep. Yep. Of course, he does have some redemption moments.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, whenever we see him, you know, think about his wife, see his wife in her, you know, frozen stasis, he actually does have some good moments there.
Yep.
You know,
of course, some moments is when he's interacting with Poison Ivy.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get to the other one.
Yes. Uma Thurman as Dr. Pamela Isley, a.k.a. Poison Ivy. The one person who apparently doesn't regret being in this film. Which, somehow, someway, why? Because I've seen Uma Thurman in a number of things. She's a fantastic actress. What in God's name was she doing in this? I mean, good. This was some of the most flat and over-the-top acting I have ever seen. I have never seen someone be overly cartoonish and wooden at the same time.
Yep. Her love is for plants and Mr. Freeze.
Why?
She actually gets a hard on for Mr. Freeze because he's immune to her charms, her perfume spell.
Really, you're gonna be in love with the guy that looks like a glitter bomb exploded on him,
and tries to kill his wife, and somehow she takes the necklace out of the water and brings it to him.
But yet, Nora is still alive.
Yeah.
How? Was it just a decoy? Is it the real one and somehow, some way she didn't kill her in trying to get it?
Or it just, she pulled the wrong plug that she thought.
Lord have mercy.
Yep.
And plus, with talking about both Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy, do we talk about it now or do we go back to talk about it?
We can go talk about it now.
All the freaking ice and plant puns. Oh my God, all of them. Mm-hmm. Can you give the viewers at home a visual aid of some of the puns that they both did?
Stay cool, bird boy. Let's kick some ice.
It's a jungle in here.
Yeah, that's what we're working on. That's what they were doing. Mm-hmm. This is what we had to work with in this film. Mm-hmm. How are you going to take probably one of the best Batman villains after he got a massive overhaul in Batman Animated Series and turn him into nothing more than a clown?
Yep.
Even more of a clown than the actual clown in the series.
Yep.
And then, what did you do to Poison Ivy? What did you do?
Yep, she's a scientist who works with an evil scientist. With a not very subtle evil scientist lair.
Yeah.
Who?
And you keep making her look more and more like a drag queen as the film keeps going on.
Yeah. Yeah, by the final climax, she is a drag queen.
What did you do? And plus, the most flattest villain defeat ever. Mm-hmm. And oh God, we'll get more into that later. We'll get more into that later.
But well, her muscle.
Yeah. Robert Swenson as Bane. What did you do to Bane? What did you do to my boy?
He's Bane in name only. Basically.
Well, Bane in name and in look only.
Yeah.
Bane is supposed to be equally as intelligent as he is strong. Mm-hmm. This man was able to outsmart and outmaneuver Batman, so he was able to break him in half like a twig. Mm-hmm. And now you made him into nothing more than a mindless henchman for Poison Ivy. Oh, God, why?
Yep. Always.
And let alone the fact you didn't give him his proper name in the film. And you didn't even give him his backstory. This man is supposed to supposed to be in prison in Santa Prescott. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Why? Why did you all do this to this man?
And he gets defeated the dumbest way by Robin and Batgirl.
I swear.
He might have died.
I mean, they pulled his plugs, right?
Yeah.
That is how you're supposed to defeat Bane.
Yeah.
So at least they followed that. Mm-hmm. But this wasn't a good time.
Yep.
They've ruined so many characters in this.
Yeah, like.
And oh yeah, one thing we forgot to talk about with George Clooney, no Batman voice. Mm-hmm. Michael Keaton was the one who decided to give Batman a much deeper and more distinct voice. Mm-hmm. So people wouldn't think, why does Batman sound a lot like Bruce Wayne? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Disguise your voice. Mm-hmm. Michael Keaton did it perfectly. As sometimes silly as it was, Val Kilmer still did a decent job with it. Why didn't George Clooney try? Why did Joel Schumacher want this man to do a more Adam West thing where, Batman and Bruce Wayne have the same voice? Wouldn't you think people would figure this out?
Yeah. The one that Robin looks the same as Dick Grayson.
I mean, I can at least... I mean, his suit this time was at least cool. You know, very reminiscent of Nightwing.
Yeah. Which they were foreshadowing of somewhat.
Like that was going to happen.
And then about the other supporting characters that they... Okay, talk about Batgirl.
Yeah. Alicia Silverstone as Barbara Wilson.
Without a British accent.
Couldn't they have put that deleted scene that, she was just traveling abroad?
Yeah.
To explain why the young girl doesn't have a British accent.
Yeah.
And also, why did it have to take her telling Batman and Robin that it was her for them to figure out that, it's Barbara?
I think they
you
knew.
all are supposed to be the world's greatest detectives, and you couldn't figure out that this blonde girl with wearing nothing more than a domino mask to cover her eyes is the same girl that has been living in Wayne Manor for like the past week. Mm-hmm. And also apparently Alfred had a whole, had set up everything for Barbara before she even showed up. Mm-hmm. When did Alfred have this time to make all this? And when did he have an idea that maybe Barbara might show up at some point, and maybe she could become Batgirl. Explain, movie, explain!
Yeah, mainly her interactions are mainly with Alfred or with Dick Grayson.
Yeah, where Dick is being way too fresh and forward.
Yep. While she's also on the wild side motorcycle racing.
Yeah, which... oof.
Yep. Yep. And she's only Bat family doesn't get the nipples.
Yeah, at least, you know, they didn't go that far. That would have made this a rated R film. Mm-hmm. Though the thing that really angers me is we only see her in her bat cowl once.
Yep. When they decide to go change clothes somehow.
When did they have time to do that? When did they have time to go out of their normal outfits to end up wearing this outfit? When did they have time? Going a whole costume change, potentially dooming a lot of people who are frozen right now. When, how much time did they have before you're just dead? Like 10 to 15 minutes?
Oh yeah, about that. There's...
the inconsistencies.
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, some people apparently you can save if you defrost them in time, and others dead.
Yep. Or others, it's the whole entire climax, and they're resurrected still.
Yeah, it was definitely way past 15 minutes, and yet they still lived.
Including the dog. He just wanted to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, all of Gotham City was legit frozen. I know all those people and dog should have been dead at that point, but they weren't. How? I swear.
Yep, and then we had the supporting cast who one of them didn't fare so well. Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, poor Pat Hingle. All he got was, you know, a freaking scene in, I guess, the Bat television.
Yeah.
In the Batmobile.
Although he did tell him about Poison Ivy and Bane getting Mr. Freeze to escape.
Yeah, and also getting, you know, seduced by Poison Ivy so she could get the keys to the Bat signal.
Yep.
And also this man just looking at how bumbling and just ineffective Gotham City PD are in this whole film.
Yep.
Dear God, how in the world has Gotham City survived this long with how horrible the GCPD are?
Yep. He turned into basically, he even said he even looks like Chief O'Hara now.
Yeah.
From the 60s show, yeah. So
and kind of acting like it, too.
Yeah. He just gets lucky for not getting killed from Poison Ivy's poison kiss because, I don't know.
She was too old for him.
He was too old for...
Yeah. He was too old for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, too old. Apparently that saves you from not dying via poison kiss.
Yep. Yep. But the only saving grace of this movie was Alfred Pennyworth, played by Michael Gough.
Yes, Alfred Gough, still fantastic.
Yeah.
Still fantastic.
Yeah.
And it sucks that he kind of gets sidelined most of the film because Alfred is sick with the same disease that Nora Freeze has.
The McGregor syndrome.
Yeah.
Although, that should have been the A-plot, his plot. Should have been the A-plot.
Yeah.
Not the other way around.
I cared more about will Alfred survive?
Yep. Yep, he was. Sadly, it's also his last movie in the Batman universe, along with bumbling Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah. Hey, he was a loyal butler through and through.
Yep.
and the main reason of why all these films are connected, despite the fact we have 3 different Batman.
Yeah. Then there's also the weird cameos.
Well, we did kind of forget one person.
Okay.
Batman's girlfriend?
I'm pretty sure everyone else forgets he had a girlfriend here.
Yeah, why did they go with Julie Madison?
I don't know. She's just there.
Yeah. I mean,
She nothing really goes anywhere other than her being jealous when he called her / doesn't call her Poison Ivy.
yeah, that and also the fact of Bruce being continuously still being secretive of being Batman, and apparently he's still going through the whole duality identity crisis that I thought we already went through and he finally got over in the previous film.
Yeah. New Batman, the reset button. Yeah, I would consider more of a cameo because she doesn't appear that much.
Yeah.
Although I've heard rumors, like in the script, that Poison Ivy was supposed to kill her. It would have been, which would have made it much more darker, which probably would have helped the movie a lot better.
You know, for kids. But I guess let's at least get into some of the few good things about this film.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the fight scenes were good when they weren't, too hilarious. Like them freaking ice hockeying with the freaking diamond that Mr. Freeze wanted.
Yeah. Felt the cartoon sound effects.
Oh, Jesus. I know you're under the same umbrella as the Looney Tunes, but did you have to use their freaking library of sound effects? Did you?
And then there's also the cameos.
Yeah, for better or for worse. Vivica, why? Vivica A. Fox plays...
Another woman who has the hot for Mr. Freeze.
Yes, and she has quite possibly the dumbest and most infuriating pun name ever, Misbehavin'. This was a Hollywood production with people that actively had some good credits, and that's the best they came up with.
Yeah.
And why does Mr. Freeze have a mistress? He's loyal to his wife. Why are you here?
He even says that to her.
Yeah, why is she even here? Why is she even here? All he cares about is his wife, Nora.
Yep, and then we get Cooley, who could have been Mr. Freeze's henchman.
Actually, no. He was going to be his own villain. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we actually see rapper himself, Coolio, make an appearance during, the bike race that Dick and Barbara are in, where it is discovered that he is Jonathan Crane. Mm-hmm. If this film had not bombed, in the next film, Batman Unchained or Batman Triumphant, he would have been Scarecrow.
And we probably would have gotten a Jack Nicholson cameo from Hallucination as a Joker.
That would have been the one cool thing to come out of all that.
Yeah.
But who would have been Batman?
Well, technically, it still would have been George Clooney.
Oh, God.
Because of the contract.
That's not fun.
He signed the contract for a couple more movies of the years.
If this film had been successful.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
But there are a couple other cameos that are kind of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we got former professional wrestler and former governor of Minnesota himself, Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yeah, we have two governors in this movie.
Well,
Well, future governors,
Well, yeah.
technically, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause they weren't governors yet.
Yeah, the governor of Minnesota and the governor of California.
Yep, sharing a jail cell.
Yeah, as Jesse Ventura is playing an Arkham guard. And we also got to see someone who would have a much better future in DC properties and who was already doing well in a DC property already, John Glover.
Yep, he's Jason Woodrow, Fluoride Man in the comics.
Oh,
Yep. Of course, this was before Smallville, so
yeah.
he was still doing the animated series as the Riddler.
Yeah,
At this time.
that's why I'm saying he
Yeah.
was already doing well in a good property and would have a greater future in another good property.
Yeah, we'll get back to Smallville next year. We will get back to it.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hey, we've had a lot of work to do.
Yep, and then, oh God, Gossip Gertie. She's so annoying.
She's not as annoying as she was in Batman Forever. I can at least give Elizabeth Sanders that. She wasn't as annoying. Which, despite the fact of all the characters we have in this film that are overly obnoxious, dumb, and I'm just waiting for everyone to just fail, she wasn't the most annoying thing in this.
Yeah, but she had to tell Poison Ivy about, oh, look, when she's Pamela Isley, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, protectors like Batman and Robin.
Oh God.
Yep.
This hurt. This film hurt. I mean, the plot enough didn't make much sense because how in the world are plants gonna live in sub-zero temperature? Almost nobody brought their A game when it came to acting in this.
That's not true, Michael Goff.
Well, yes, Michael Goff and George Clooney. When he's not in the suit and being silly. So, okay, yeah, most of the cast didn't bring their A game. Why are there still nipples on the Bat and Robin suits? Stop it. And why do we need a freaking suit-up montage where we end up seeing Batman's junk and his butt? Why? Why? And we saw that with Robin, too. We even saw that with Batgirl, which makes me feel, should they have done that? You're going a bit too far now. Oh, God. This was a cluster.
Yep, of everything going wrong, and that's why it took a good couple of years for it to be on hiatus before they finally decided to go reboot the franchise.
Yeah, because of this film, we also didn't get another Superman film made by Tim Burton starring Nicolas Cage as Superman.
Yep. But we'll get to Nicolas Cage sometime this year.
Yeah.
In another superhero franchise.
Hey, things did turn out well for him. Oh, God.
Yep. And then...
I think we've gone through everything we need to go through.
So, who wants to do the scores?
Please go first.
Alright. I give this a 5 out of 10. It's still terrible. I'm not giving it a high score. I'm kind of split because there's still some good parts. Mainly the Michael Goff part. In this.
So you just gonna disrespect despite the fact it wasn't a good film, you're just going to disrespect Wonder Woman 1984 like that? You're just going to disrespect a couple of films that we reviewed that, despite the fact they weren't good, they weren't this?
Yeah.
That... Why? Why, sir? Yeah, everyone, this was as bad as everyone set it out to be. This one's getting a 2 out of 10 for me. It's that bad. It really is. I feel bad for everyone that was a part of this film.
Yeah.
Michael Goff didn't deserve to bring his A game into this film. George Clooney, despite him not feeling like Batman to me, he shouldn't have used some of his good moments as Bruce Wayne in this film. Mm-hmm. It wasn't warranted. This film was terrible. Why do you think Joel Schumacher, until the day he died, apologized for making this film? Why George Clooney to this day apologizes for making this film? Why Chris O'Donnell doesn't want to be associated with this film?
Yeah, we can also blame Warner Brothers since they wanted to sell toys.
Yeah, which... God almighty, how in the world do these people keep getting jobs? And why is it once they have something good, they find some way to mess it up?
Yeah.
We're going through this again with the DC characters.
Yeah.
But hopefully now it's under new management, so hopefully things can get sorted out and we can finally get back on course with some good content.
We'll see it. We'll see next year or the end of this year, hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
Since since we have a couple more movies coming out the end of this year.
Yeah, and
unless they move it again.
Yeah, a couple movies and a freaking, civil suit trial.
Yep. Yep, but
we'll get into that later.
But if you guys want to talk about your rants and stuff about how you didn't like this movie and want to start a conversation, go follow us on Facebook, The Real Screen Team. Follow us on YouTube, The Real Screen Team. Where else?
Also follow us on Reddit and Instagram.
Yep. Make sure to like, comment, share, and definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to make it to 500 so we can do a good live stream, a good celebratory live stream for everyone and talk about possible new stuff coming out, unless people's get the movies companies change
again. Yeah, we already had to switch up, once or twice already.
Yeah, with the Flash, Doctor Strange.
Yeah, everybody just messing up how we're situating things. And after that, it's a road to 1,000 where we can finally get monetization for all of our videos. We can do a big overhaul with our presentation. And we'll also start a Patreon, do some videos specifically for Patreon. And if some people want to throw a few extra dollars, we'll do some viewer suggestions.
Yeah, and if you also want to see original versions of the videos, is that I had to take down because of copyright. That you have the syndicated music on there.
Yeah.
That you can also watch out on Patreon also.
And we probably should do that.
Yep. But before we go, we're done this bad thing, and we're finally moving on to a good thing again.
Yes. As we finally get to start talking about Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy and the film that started it all, Batman Begins.
Want to roll us out?
Sure. Well, thank you all for coming. Definitely come back and watch us again. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It definitely helps, especially after what we just had to go through. Well, cut, print, that's a wrap.